to the Wrights Homestead.
How are y'all doing?
We are homesteaders in the city.
We sure are.
So we decided that we haven't had a sit down video in a while. So we decided to kind of sit down, let y'all know what's been going on and what our plans are in the very near future.
Yeah.
So as you can tell behind us, we got our fence up finally.
Yes, finally got the fence up.
Yay! And later on in the video, I will show y'all different parts of that toward the end of the video. But that's one thing we can cross off our list.
That's right.
That's fence, which was a big thing, you know. Finally had something going. So what's next?
I believe the next thing we're going to probably attack here is going to be some type of greenhouse. Probably a hoop house. You know, I've got ideas or we have ideas to try to get a hold of or acquire a used carport like framing or whatever, and then I can set that up. But until then, I'm just going to have to probably go with a hoop house, I guess you call it, hoop house.
Hoop house, yeah.
And then with visqueen on it, the heavy visqueen, and try to make an area in there that would be able to last through the winter time.
Yeah, just something to get our seeds started, and then just something to start with, I guess. We don't have anything, so anything would be...
We don't have much of a winter here, but it's enough to kill everything you try, you know, so it does stop us.
But it's a way to also set up the misting system and all of that we're going to need as well. So, yeah, so I think that's the next outside thing is the greenhouse. Yes, but here, you know, we're also going to have all the repairs going on the inside as well.
Yes, big time.
And that'll be kicking up here any day now. You know, that's going to get started. So we will be busy, physically busy here on the homestead doing things.
Yeah, we're gonna attack this thing with both feet firmly on the ground and get as far as we can. There's a lot of things that need to be straightened up after all the hurricane mess and the rebuilding. You know, there's piles of dirt, places they're not supposed to be. Things have to be moved.
Yeah.
Made room, you know, and
things were just kind of put someplace just to put them, and so now we gotta put them in their place, or build a place for them to go. Or just get rid of them, you know, depending on what it is.
And we watch out as much as we can for all the people that are working with us, and we try to use them for most everything that we do. Keep them all in the family, more or less, I guess you would say. And they're great guys, the guys that work for us. And I'll tell you what, they help out tremendously. You know, they just...
Yeah, he's talking about, we do have a fence company, and he...
I'm sorry.
So most of y'all probably don't know that, but yeah, we do have a fence company, and that's one reason it took so long to get our fence up, is because we've been busy building
fences
other people's fences. But yeah, the guys that we do have working for us, they
great group.
Yeah, they're a great group of guys, and so they'll be helping us along the way, and you might even see some of them in the videos and stuff as y'all come along on this process. But we have been laid really low here the past few months. One for my surgery, two for the downfall with living in the city is convenience.
That's true.
Convenience. It is so convenient
to go get whatever you want to eat.
Or to, you know, whatever you want. You don't want to cook, well, you just run, you know, around the corner to Popeyes or order pizza or whatever. You don't, you know, you don't feel like, or what, you know, you want to go to the grocery store, you just go get your stuff, you make it, whatever. You know, you don't really have to do what we're doing, because the convenience is right around the corner. So we did kind of fall into that after my surgery.
Yeah, it was easy.
It was super easy because I didn't feel like it. He just fell with it, you know, and it just becomes that easy to fall back into old habits. So that's one thing. You know, I wasn't canning, I wasn't doing anything. Of course, it really wasn't time to really do anything outside in the garden, but I wasn't focusing on that. I wasn't focusing on preserving food. Wasn't focusing on getting anything done in the house. You know, we just got caught up in personal, social things and just the convenience of fast food and the grocery store. So we had to kind of reverse and switch gears and go back to where, you know, we wanted to be in the homestead, being self-sufficient, trying to grow and produce the majority of our food, which we can't do it all because we do live in the city, but we can do a lot of it, you know. So we kind of had to switch gears on that and get back into it. So
it was kind of tough to get back into too, but you know, once we got into it, we set our frame of mind that yes, when it goes to lunch, we bring our lunch with us wherever we're going, and at home we make our lunch.
The convenience of DoorDash, y'all.
Good Lord.
Is so nice because you can choose whatever restaurant you want, but when you factor in your fees and your tips, and you factor in what an $8 meal would cost, and you're paying $20 a meal, you know, you do that.
That's ridiculous.
Several times a week. You add.
Oh.
The cat just ran across her dogs.
That's crazy cat.
Oh Lord, that he was brave, ran past her, or men peeing in or bloodhound. But you factor in that, and you start adding up how much you spend on convenience, and that will kind of kick you in the gut and make you go back real fast. So, just eating out when you're working, that starts adding up because you can't really.
You can't eat out for less than $10. You just can't. Not here in Lake Charles.
And I mean, you can go to Taco Bell for 2 tacos, but that ain't filling this guy up.
I think I just got hit with a hammer. That's
you know,
okay. I'm
but
good with it.
It's truthful, you know. So you just add that up. So we became more conscious on making sure we're bringing our lunch, and you know, so that's saving us money, and we're using the food that we have in the house, you know. So it's a plus. Cooking at night, preparing. Let's talk about that. That was another thing. You get home from work and you don't have no meat thawed. You don't want to go through that process, and then that puts you behind. And so you just go get something, or you go out to eat, or you eat a frozen pizza, or you know, whatever. So I took the tip from Jessica at Three Rivers Homestead, and you know, we don't have kids or anything, it's just us, but we do work outside of the house, and we do, you know, things that we're not home all day. So preparing is a big thing. So I started, I haven't got to the point where I've made out my whole menu for the week and all that. I haven't done that, but I have gotten a lot better at taking meat out of the freezer the night before.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
And that helps. So when you get home,
it's awesome to come home and have some ribs ready. I love that.
So you come home and you got your meat out, you know, and all you gotta do is cook whatever you're gonna cook, you know. And for us, it's not really a big meal. You know,
even though
it's a
you'd
quick
have
little thing, but still, it's fresh, and we got a calf from a friend, so it's grass fed. It's good calf. It's not from the grocery store.
No steroids in it.
We're doing as healthy as we can. So you come home and you can do a good home cooked meal, and so that's what we're really, you know, focusing on, is getting our habits back. And they say it takes 21 days to make a habit. So we are trying to get that going, and I'm trying to be more conscious on being prepared for the next day, especially on the days that I work 3 days a week outside of the home. So on those days, I try to be, you know, a little prepared for the next day. And then when I'm off is when I do my canning and some of the bigger meals and stuff. So
yeah, and you know, if you don't have anything, any meat thawed out or anything like that, and you do get an idea, oh hey, I would like some steaks or something, or a roast, and it's not thawed out, and then if you do say I'm going to beat it and I'm going to just go on and cook a fresh meal, but that does mean you have to go to the store and get some fresh meat.
Right, yeah.
And it's already thawed out, and then you've got to come back and you've already got all that meat in your freezer.
Yeah, and you spending money you don't need to be spending, and you know that meat at the store is not going to be as healthy as that meat in your freezer. So
especially that meat from a grass-fed cow. Mm-hmm. And that's thank the Lord, that's what we have.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's better for you, more vitamins, and it doesn't tear vitamins up. Because the meat we get now in the grocery stores, it comes with toxins and all kinds of things in it.
You just don't know what they're pumping in those animals to get on those shelves quickly. And
not to mention that stuff they spray on them to keep them looking pretty. That's not good either.
You just don't know. So know where your food's coming from. That's a tip, and we become more conscious on that too this year. So we got a freezer full for our anniversary. We got a big, how big is it?
20 quarts.
20
cubic feet.
We got a 20 cubic foot freezer that when we got the calf, we put the calf in there, and then our chickens that we get.
And that about fills it up. That and the chickens.
Fresh chickens too. So, and that does it. We have a little bit of room for a little bit of stuff, but for the most part, that's our fresh meat freezer. And then we have 2 more chest freezers. One is for my fresh vegetables and stuff. Fruit scraps and different things that I'm going to can.
She saves a lot of carcasses.
Or, carcasses and stuff. That's one chest freezer. The other chest freezer is just for random frozen pizzas or whatever,
And there's actually very little of that.
Yeah, there's only, a few of those for the days.
We eat so fresh now, it's so much better.
That's just, every now and then you just have one of those days you just pop something real quick. But I do have a goal and a plan that I'm going to have my dough already made so we can come out and just roll out fresh pizza dough or whatever and bake it. That way it'll take just the same amount of time, and it'll be fresh toppings and stuff. So that is on my goal list on what I want to do. Now, the issue coming up is we're not about to have a kitchen.
Yeah.
That's another issue, because
we will be firing up the barbecue pit.
Yes, and that is that's like the main part of the house that got messed up in the hurricane. So pretty much all of that has to be gutted and redone. We do have our pits, and we have some more pits, and then we have I think John said he was going to try to hook the stove up in our garage.
I'm gonna see if I can do something with it.
If we can do it, but I'm trying to can as many meals like soups, and I got some roast and stuff that we could just heat up if we had to, But we do have the grill back here that we can cook on, and you got a fire disc for Christmas.
Yeah, I have a fire disc. We can we can cook, anything in that.
Yeah, so
anything at all.
We will be able to still cook. It just won't be as convenient as in the kitchen. We just have to kind of plan for that too, I guess.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of stuff we got to take care of. It'll be a little stressed on us because we'll be living out of pocket, kind of in a house without a kitchen.
And we'll be living here as the renovations are going. We're not gonna, we're not able to, which I don't think we'd want to anyway, go live in another house while stuff's happening here. Or even we're not gonna have an RV or whatever in here. We're gonna be living here as these renovations go. So that's gonna be another obstacle or whatever. Definitely another stress.
It's going to be a stress level. You can probably see a little stress on us right now just thinking about it.
Yeah,
yeah. So it's what it is. We have to. We're still Laura. We're still dealing with Laura right now.
That was in 2020.
Yeah.
August 2020 is when that hit, and we're just now able to. And then the other get the repairs going. Delta was after that. Yeah, which we didn't have. We had a little bit, but Laura's the one.
Laura's the one that did it to us.
That did it all to us. So, but it is exciting to get the house redone, and it is exciting, but it is going to be a little stressful on us.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah. So let's talk about what our views on prepping and preparing is now compared to when we first originally started. Which we first originally started probably
in April.
April of last year. Okay, so not quite a year we've been doing it, but some things have changed a little bit since we originally began. So, what's some of yours?
Mine? I don't think too much of mine has changed. It's still going to be the same. I'm still thinking of the house the same way, and the only things that for change for me, they just things that haven't happened yet. You know, like say maybe what we're just talking about, the greenhouse, chicken coop, you know, rabbit cages. All this stuff hasn't happened yet. But I think, I guess as far as changing, we're a little more set on being right here.
Yeah, because in the beginning we were really, or I was.
We keep pushing
I was
to go
really
somewhere
focused
else.
on
Move into, you know, another acre or two.
moving somewhere else with larger
Property.
with property, and even if that meant out of state, you know, believe me, I was all gung ho for that. I won't be in the mountains, but I think that's kind of changed for both of us a little bit. We're more settled here on what we could do because we found in the spring or in the summer and this fall that we could produce a lot of stuff on this.
We did.
Oh my goodness.
We had something that was crazy. This is all new. We did tomatoes, and you know how your first batch of tomatoes, you like stretch them. You like give me everything you can get, you know, off of that plant, you know, and so I've learned something this year that when you hit that major production on the tomatoes, and if you don't even hit it on there, sometimes you don't hit it right, you know, we just don't get tomatoes. But if you hit it right, get what you can off those tomatoes, if you see what's coming off those tomato plants, go on and get them up and start over again because you have time.
Yeah.
I tell you, in our summer, we could probably have 3 harvests of tomatoes.
Yeah, and then
And then at the end, the last one will be nothing but green tomato, but that's great.
But
You
our
can
first,
do all kind of things
our
with them.
first tomatoes did horrible
They
because
did
it rained
yeah.
so much here that we hardly got any tomatoes. Well, this last batch, and I just pulled these trees up like
Not a week ago.
not even, it was this week. Well, this last batch, right before our last freeze, which was New Year's weekend, was supposed to get a really hard freeze. So I went ahead and took all of the tomatoes off the bush, which was probably a little over a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
And that was the most tomatoes we have ever grown.
We're talking,
You know?
we're talking 6 plants.
Yeah, 6 plants, and
You know,
And we
that's a lot of
probably-
tomatoes for 6 plants.
could have pulled more, you know. But I just took
And in the bucket, some of them started turning
Yeah,
red.
and
So
we
it's
actually
great,
had
you know.
some nice, pretty red ones when I got ready to process them.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is awesome. So we just found out that we could really we can produce a lot of food on this property, growing it. So we're gonna
And our
focus.
cabbage, what?
We're gonna focus on putting more raised beds out this spring. We're gonna focus on more container. We do container and raised beds, and just getting as much as we possibly can because I have an Excalibur dehydrator, which as stuff is producing, I'm constantly running that thing. Dried herbs and the vegetables and some fruits and stuff I do dehydrate, so we want to keep that going so we have all that fresh. And then what else? Then the canning, of course we can.
Yeah.
We do can. We haven't got to the freeze dry stage yet because those things are a little pricey, but one day we might have a freeze dryer. But until then, we're going to dehydrate and we're going to can.
This next one thing I really want to see us do is a lot of pickles.
Oh, he likes pickles.
I love pickles. But I would like to see us grow some. We just grew random cucumbers.
We just, because we were just
We
starting
get
out.
some pickle
so.
and cucumber plants, you know, something that grows from smaller, something we can keep up with,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, yeah, we have a little more experience now.
Yeah.
And so I think this spring is really going to be a really good season for us.
This past spring, we were just excited to get a cucumber.
Yeah, we're like, oh, we got a cucumber.
So we got them, you know. And now that we've started harvesting some things, and we know what it's like whenever we do get a good harvest, and naturally our okra went nuts. It was amazing, and
okra.
I could just walk out there, pull one off, and eat that sucker walking around
You
the
don't
yard.
have to do anything with okra.
And but it was one of the ways that you could make it.
We have tons of okra.
And our cabbage, the heads on the cabbage, the purple and the red are as big as our heads.
Yeah,
they're perfect. They're
good
perfect.
Cabbage.
They take a pot up. You can
Our
only
Brussels
fit
sprouts
two
really
in a pot.
Yeah, our Brussels sprouts are really doing good too.
Yeah, and the Brussels sprouts, I want to see. They haven't popped yet. We're going to find out what happens with this freeze that's coming around the corner here.
But back to the topic. So, do you remember what the topic was?
I thought we was on the topic.
No.
Okay. We're not gardening anymore?
No,
okay.
we kind of went off of this way. So
okay.
So our view on leaving this property has changed a little bit. Not to say if we find an amazing deal on some property that we might not, but again, that's number one. It's going to be God's timing, and it has to be in His will. We have tried to do things out of God's will so many times, and it just didn't work out. It's stressful. It's non-productive. So whatever we do will have to be in God's will and in His timing if we move. So in my aspect on that's a major thing that's changed for me. And then making sure that I get stuff preserved and put up. Canning, be more frugal in I guess in just everyday life, because we do live in the city and it is super easy just to go spend money. So that's another thing for homesteading, that if we're gonna homestead in the city, we gotta have to.
We gotta treat it just like if we were in the country.
We need to pretend like Walmart is not around the corner, or the grocery store is not around the corner, Dollar Store, whatever, and just have that mindset. So that's switching, for me, and I love that way of life. So I just gotta, cut out just going to the store or whatever. Some things we will, like milk and stuff, but we don't have to go every day. So making more things that we have, turning more things over into something that could be reused for something else, and things like that. As far as repurposing. As far as animals go, I know rabbits is on our list. We've talked about quail.
It's going to be a big meat process.
And then chickens, the only thing is our backyard.
There's not much.
Once we put our greenhouse in here, I don't know where we're going to put our chickens, y'all, because we don't have a huge backyard. We're sitting in the barbecue hut right now, so that takes up a space.
Yeah.
And now we are going to do chicken tractors, and we are fencing in our front yard. So we could have one tractor of chickens, I guess. We just have to.
It don't have to. We're not going to be able to harvest 70 chickens out of a tractor like most people. Our tractor's not going to be that big. It'll probably be, I'm thinking maybe 7x6 or something like that. And then it'll be lightweight. We'll just move it around and have maybe 12, 13 chickens in it. You keep them tight so they don't move around. They just don't do anything but eat. You just keep feeding them. And it's not a pet thing. It's a food thing, So we'll grow them, and then we'll harvest them, and then we'll have other ones fixing to go in the chicken tractor at time to harvest. So it'll rotate,
It'll be a rotation, yeah.
And then we'll have that fixed up where we can probably harvest 20 chickens. There's nothing wrong with harvesting 20 chickens. We don't have 20 chickens in our freezer.
We'll have close to it, though.
Right now we do?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
We have some.
We may have that because we do have some.
We have some friends.
We have some quartered up and you know,
No,
party.
yeah, we have.
But we have.
whole
I was
chickens.
kind of talking about whole chickens.
Yeah, yeah. We have about 12, but yeah, we have some friends about an hour away from us who has a chicken farm, and we get them from there. But we want our own. We can come out here and do our own.
Yeah, we'll
but
do our
you know,
own.
we'll have rabbits. We'll have a little setup for the rabbit cages, and you know, some quail. We'll have the quail eggs, and we'll have
Chicken eggs.
the quails, and then we'll have some chicken eggs too. So, you know, that is all part of. We might not get all of that this year, but if we just get one part of
Something.
that, and
We're
you know,
on our way.
we're on our way. That's meat being added into our freezer. And, you know, I don't want to be overwhelmed with stuff,
Yeah.
you know, getting everything at one time. And that's what we've been told through different conventions and stuff. Don't load yourself down.
Get something started and get good at it.
Get good at it. Get it going.
And then start something else.
Get something and then add something else. Don't just
So-
add everything at one time.
So our gardening is started, and it's 1,000 times better than it was. We had never got tomatoes.
Yeah.
We never grew. The only thing I could ever grow was jalapenos, and I hadn't been able to grow them last year. But we're growing everything else. So
Everything else is going
we're
good,
working
so.
on it.
And we're
you
getting
know,
the seed process going, which is that's new for us too.
Yes. So there's a lot we've already started, and we've come a long way from being. I'm a welder. That's all I ever did was weld and build things.
And I've always been a city girl, so
You know, so here we are. We're doing what we do.
Yeah.
You know, and I think with the Lord's good help, we're going to do great.
I do too. Yeah.
You know,
We just got to stay focused.
yeah.
Stay focused.
Remain focused
on
and
what our
and be
plan
frugal.
is, and be frugal. Stay focused and be frugal.
Yes, be frugal.
Yeah. Yeah, but I almost challenged myself to be like just no spend for like 6 months, like buy nothing from the store for 6 months. And like I said, I almost did, but I didn't. So I'm starting out for like a month. And then if I do okay for that month, then I'll add a month. But you know, like
She even said, "Hey, why don't we make a game out of it?"
I'm like, let's make
Yeah, here,
let's
you
see.
get this much and I get this much. We'll see how much we got left at the end of the
Yeah,
week.
and let's see how
You know?
how long can we hold on to this money that we're just not buying stuff. And I think what's going to help us is the remodel of the house, because we're not going to want to be bringing stuff in the house.
So wait a minute. So we started playing, and then she didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
What did I buy?
I don't know what you bought, but my money's still in my wallet. Remember?
You-
I forgot about my money in my
Okay,
wallet.
well, let me tell you this. My money, since we're going to go there, went to buy your medicine. So
Hallelujah! Thank
there
you, Mama.
go. So if you want to go there, that's where it went. But
No,
But
we were
yeah.
just looking at it, and we found out. I said, "What about? Didn't I get some money the other day?"
yeah, he forgot he even had money.
I did.
But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna make a little game out of it, you know. And I don't, you know, I don't have to go buy. I don't need anything. Lord knows, I got 3 closets full of clothes I need to go through. No, I got 4 closets full of clothes.
Yeah, we gotta be frugal. Let's get down to one closet for you.
Yeah, so I mean, I can go through that, get rid of that. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff we can do, you
Yeah.
know, to
We might even be able
to
to
be a
sell
little
hangers
frugal.
and make money.
You might, you know, there's,
picking.
we got a lot of them.
It's really not all about that. It's what he wants us to do.
Yeah.
You know, yes. No one should be flamboyant or whatever. But we do seem to think we need the best. When it comes to tools and stuff, I feel like I need something that's going to last me. So
Well,
I don't
yeah.
hesitate on picking up something that's going to last.
Yeah, and when you're making purchases like that, you need to buy something that's going to last
Yeah.
for your money, you know. So you buy good so it will last longer.
Right.
That's, yeah. So, yeah. But we need to just focus on just buying what we need and not what we
Right.
want all the time.
Right.
Now, every now and then, yeah, it's fun to go out and just, you know, go spend a little bit here or there and just have a day, but it don't have to be every day and it don't have to be every weekend. So, you know, that's where we're, you know, coming together and refocusing on that.
Yes.
We just don't have to do that. We got plenty to do here at the house, and we got to focus on that and get that going. And you know, we want it to where if this is, this turns into a full-time job.
Oh, it is.
And that's what we want.
It is already a full time. As we do this video, I'm seeing 1,000 things that I need to do.
We we want to wake up and come work on our homestead, and that be our job.
Yes.
And one day we'll get there, but
we need to talk about something else that's always been a crutch here, and it's COVID. COVID's been hitting us pretty hard lately.
The virus. And
I'm going to call it COVID. I'm sorry. That's what it is. And I've got it. And I'm just getting over it again. This is April. We both had it, and that's what got us into homesteading. And I praise God for that, because not for getting COVID, but for getting us to stop. And come together and sit and watch YouTube and these wonderful people that are making a living. Not a living, they're making their way in life by growing God's plants, and that was one of the things that got me. And it's not just that. I mean, we're being fed with things that we can grow, things that we can raise, and sustain ourselves. So that's a big thing, and that's something that I hate to say. COVID brought me and my wife together. Me and Tootie, we came together, boy, and we watched these things, and we was gung-ho, ready to go buy some property somewhere, or sell up, sell out, or just go. But, it changes, and so we were just ready. But now, it changes. Now, had we gone somewhere, we'd have been doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Not wanting to go somewhere, but we'd be trying to grow stuff. We are set in our ways now. It's going to happen. We will continue this until we are as good as we can get, and pass it on. That's what we want to pass it on.
Yeah.
To anyone who wants to know.
Anyone, yeah.
Yeah. And not only this, we'll have Bible studies too. Everything. We'll pass all our knowledge on. And I don't consider anything else knowledge. It's God and it's sustainability. And I think that's the way it should go, because this world is getting rough. And I brought up COVID because it's coming in and closing businesses down and all kinds of things. And you stand on the outside of that and you listen to all that and you hear that and you say, oh, those poor people. But
it affects everybody.
Yes, it affects everyone.
Whether you catch it or not, it's affecting you through prices of stuff, supplies of stuff, just everyday stuff. It's affecting your household in some way.
Yeah.
So it definitely.
Me and our guys go on quarantine so much, it's ridiculous. I can't even explain it. And it stops us from getting to jobs, so they don't make money if they're not working. And so we do our best with the graces of God to keep them working.
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing. So we're going right back to sustainability. I mean, pretty soon people are going to need to sustain themselves. The little life we have going here is like a little ball, and it's moving. But when this COVID thing gets in it stops. And now you're just living on what you have. And it's not just us. It's my workers or our workers, and not just our workers, our families. That's and their families. They all just stop. As soon as that work rotation, it just stops. And that's because of quarantine. We have to quarantine. And let's just say you have to quarantine because you don't want to hurt nobody. And if you're carrying this bug, you can give it to someone. And you don't want to.
Don't want to do that.
No.
So
I would love to pray for them right now, just to do it. But it's just something that needs to we need to beat this COVID thing. And if we do, if I jump in there and I just say right now, like I probably never would say, to anyone, if we jump in there and do what we're supposed to do, give some space when you know that you have symptoms. Know that tests aren't completely accurate. You have symptoms. You just know it. And don't tell yourself it's something else. Just give yourself some space until that sniffle's gone, or that cough is subsided.
Mm-hmm. Just like if it was any other, if it was the flu or cold, you would do the same thing. And so you just have to be respectful to yourself and to other people as far as it goes.
We have to respect it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give it some space. You give it some space to do its nasty thing in nothing with no one.
Mm-hmm.
Just do its whatever.
And then that goes back to being prepared and being self-sustainable. If you are prepared, you have stuff on the shelf, you have stuff in your yard that you can go get, you have food put up in your freezer. Then if you're having to stay home for 4, 5, 10 days, whatever it is, you're okay with that. Having toilet paper, having paper towels, having soap, toothpaste, laundry detergent, having all of that prepped in a little pantry, in a bedroom, whatever you're using, which we have a bedroom.
We just designated a bedroom.
We have a bedroom.
We store everything.
So we have one bedroom, and right now everything's in it. But once the remodel, that will be our pantry. And we will have, our supplies there, and we will be prepared. And my goal is to have at least 2 years. Now that sounds extreme, but it's really not. At least 2 years of supplies, food, toiletries, medicines, things like that, personal hygiene stuff. At least 2 years in supply of that, and that's my personal goal, and that's what I want. And we're slowly doing that, a little bit here and a little bit there. So
that's true. I mean, there's all kinds of things. In that sustainability, it does mean sometimes that you'll need property. So our eyes will always be open, looking for that, looking for some kind of property to possibly live on. I don't care if we can find a piece of property close to where we are right now. And maybe I can go have a big garden on. Maybe not live on it, but have it in a place where, we can be close to it, enough to it just to go tend the garden. And that would be a worthy thing, And now when we grow a garden, it's not just ours. Anybody in the neighborhood can come have some.
Yeah, we're not stingy.
Yeah,
we're growing it for us and in our family.
We offer it. We offer it and offer
do.
it and offer it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just for
y'all
us.
that have gardens and stuff. You get so much. You get just so much stuff that you can't even you cannot even give it away. But our whole thing here is living in this in the city, in this neighborhood. It is to share with our neighbors. It's to bring our neighbors over so they can they might even want to learn how to do something or whatever, but it's to share the love.
I intend to share. When the gardens get bigger, there'll be even more produce on there. So we'll sell some. Yes, we'll grow plants and we'll sell plants. We'll grow vegetables and we'll sell them. Yes, we'll do that. Maybe that'll get me to stay home and not have to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it'll sustain us in that way as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I do want to work that way. I want to go towards that. Never step against it.
Yeah.
And, make sure that if we set our goals and we have a target, we need to hit that target.
That is a good thing, communication and sitting down and being on the same page, actually writing it down. Okay, this is our goal, and you have to go back and you have to review those goals every now and then because life gets in the way, and this might jump in front of this and that, and you go back and you're like, oh no, this is what we really want. We got to push away this other little stuff that jumps in the way, which might not be bad stuff, but it just jumps in the way.
And it does it two times.
And so you just go.
It does it in hers everyday life and my everyday life.
Yeah. So you got to.
I almost pointed at me, but
So you really do need to come together, you know, every so often. Some people might need to do it weekly, you know, and just sit down and say, okay, where are we? What do we need to do? What's our next goal? Okay, this one's done. All right, let's move on to this one. So we just felt we needed to sit down and chat with y'all a little bit. And
yeah, we need y'all to have some time with us because things have been in our way, and
and
we
he hadn't
apologize.
been in like any of the videos hardly.
I
'cause
apologize.
He's been,
you know,
whatever, but
that's what I'm saying. She gets to working, and I get to working, and she sells buildings for Stormore and does a phenomenal job, but she's engrossed in it. When she's there, she's supposed to be. And then when I'm working with the guys and we're building fences or awnings or whatever we're building, I'm engrossed in it. You know, it's none of this stuff comes with a print. We build this straight from, I guess, my head, and the guys managed to use my imagination well. So it's a great thing, but we get engrossed in it, and then when we come home, that's when home life starts again.
yeah.
And it's every day, and it's a whole nother life from where you were during the day. And then COVID, here I am again. I just spent 5 days away from everybody right here, and all I'm thinking about is house. You know, so when you're home, you think of home. When you're not, well, I guess I'm just happy doing what I'm doing because I'm not thinking of home. But I always wanted to work with wood more than metal. So I'm really enjoying this. And I don't know, Jesus was a carpenter. It makes me feel good sometimes. But there's just a lot to be said for being on the same page. And I just wanted to say all that just to let you know how hard it is to get on that page. Because we can be here right now in this evening, go to work in the morning, and not be on the same page.
That's right. That is right.
And that's exactly how it is for everyone. And I want y'all to ask for that kind of guidance.
Yeah.
Ask for that from Jesus, and He'll give it to you. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to wrap this part of the video up, and I'm going to show y'all take some pictures and whatever, and just kind of walk around showing you the fence and some of the other areas. And until next video,
we love y'all.
God bless y'all. And if you like these videos, please like and share.
Yes.
Please share these videos out and subscribe.
Give some sharing.
We're gonna,
hallelujah.
Like I said, we're about to get super busy here on the homestead, and you'll see.
In the videos, they're gonna come steady now.
You'll see the work out here. You'll see work in the kitchen, whatever I can do and preserve, whatever. Before all that gets tore out, or even when it is tore out, I might decide to can out here on your crawfish burner. I don't know.
Oh, she can too. I got I got a burner in the
you know, that might be an experiment we might go on right there. So that might be something fun to do. But yeah, so please share this video out for us. Subscribe if you are someone in the city and you're looking to homestead, or even if you're not in the city but you're still looking to homestead on a little piece of property. Like our videos, share them out, subscribe to us, and leave some comments, leave some love there at the bottom, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Y'all be good.